Hello and welcome to Louise Singleton Creations. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can easily make your own box frames using regular picture frames. I used my box frames for storing my mica powders, so that's what I'm going to be showing you today. And at the end of the video I'm also going to be showing you how you can make a light up box frame. I thought that might be really useful to you for your projects. So yeah, that's your added bonus. And to make this super craft room storage, I'm going to be using products that were very kindly sent to me by Arteza, and I will be letting you know what I think to their mica powders, their foam boards and their picture frames. Right then, the first job was to prepare all the little resin domes which were to go on the front of my box frames to display the colours. I filled each cavity of this silicone mould with 2-part epoxy resin, and it's called Total Cast, the one that I've used, Total Cast epoxy resin. Then I put a small amount of pigment powder on top of each one, and then mix them all in. It's not an ideal way to do it. It's best, when you're mixing pigment powder, to have it in a pot and give it a really good stir. But as you can imagine, I would have needed a lot of pots to do all of this, and so I decided to do it this way. This set of mica powders actually came with a tiny little measuring spoon for scooping the powders out, and I lost it. Yep, I lost it. I was gutted because I thought it was such a cute little spoon, and it's gone. Anyway, let's just have a little word about these mica powders. When I opened the box, my jaw literally dropped to the floor when I saw all the different shades. There's 60 different mica powders in this set, and the different colours and shades are just out of this world. I'm so happy with them. Another fabulous thing about them is that they're ethically sourced, so there was no child labour involved, which does happen with a lot of mica powders, and I know it's very important to many people that the mica powders are ethically sourced, and these are, so that's another bonus. And also you can use these in other things such as soap making, candle making. You can add them to polymer clay, to paint. There's all sorts of different things you can do with these mica powders, but my number one thing that I always love to do is resin, as you already know, and they do work absolutely beautifully, as you will see at the end with the resin. Okay, on to making the box frame. Now the first job is to make the white frame that you have on the front of the box frame where you will be sticking your domes onto, and you could just measure out where you want each bit to be and do it that way and draw it with a pencil, but I'm one of these nerds that likes to use the computer for everything, so I drew it all up on the computer and printed it out, and then I knew everything was the exact measurement that I wanted, and then just cut it out on quite heavyweight white cardstock. And now for the frames. Now I'm very, very impressed with these frames, I've got to say, and I'm not just saying that because I got them for free. That's the problem when you're doing a review of something. If you say lots and lots of good things, it sounds like you're only saying it, but I'm quite an honest person, and if they were rubbish I would tell you. But these are really good. Sometimes you get frames where they've got those really annoying little tabs and you've got to bend them back to get the back off. Well, these don't have that. They've just got two little twist pin things that you move, and the back just comes off so easily. Another great bonus is the fact that they're not plastic. So when I use my PVA glue to stick everything in, because there's a porous surface, it sticks really well and you get a really, really strong bond. For the sides of my frame, I'm using foam board, which is also from Arteza, and all you need to do is cut it to the right depth. You need your 4 pieces I'm not giving measurements because you might not get the same frame as me. You can do your own measurements, but yeah, I'm just cutting it to size and it cuts very smoothly. I have had foam board before that kind of doesn't cut smoothly and it's kind of lumpy inside, but this foam board is really great and there were no lumps and it just went through like butter. It was great. And now I'm just adding some PVA glue around the edge of my frame, ready to put it into position. Right, once your front panel is in, it's time to stick in the side pieces. And all you need to do is use some regular PVA glue, put it everywhere where the side will come into contact with the frame and put it into position, and it's so quick and easy. I then cut another 2 pieces of foam board for the shelving and stuck them into place in exactly the same way. I then put something heavy on top and allowed it to dry. Once the glue had time to dry, it was time to cut out a piece of white card for the back, so I just drew around it and stuck on the piece of white card. I then covered the back of the picture frame in PVA glue and stuck that on. And yes, I did stick it on upside down. It wasn't intentional, and I didn't find out until much later on. So I'm now taking them all out of the mould, and I'd already arranged the bottles in the correct order, which was quite easy because each bottle has its own number, and so you can just order the numbers and it makes it really easy. So now I'm just using my hot glue gun to stick them all into position. Right, so I was being very proactive here because what I'd done was I'd thought to myself, what happens if I'm doing a project and I have loads and loads of bottles out and I can't remember where each one goes? So what I did was on my computer, I made the labels for all the different numbers to go with each bottle to put at the back so that I knew exactly where each bottle should go, and I just matched it up to the numbers. Right at this point, you could just paint your sides to match your frame, or you can cover it in tape like I did. The tape just gives it a little bit of extra strength, and so I purchased this black tape and it works quite well. Right, we're on to my light up picture, which I thought would be a bit of fun. I just wanted to try out what it would be like. I've taken the glass out of the frame and I've just got some of my round stickers, which are a little bit bigger than my domes, and I'm putting them in position. I did print out a template so I knew where to put them, but that's up to you. And then once all the stickers are on, I'm spraying it. And I chose to use rose gold paint. I'm not sure if I was happy with the result, to be fair, but that's what I chose. You could use any colour you like. And then that way you could just spray paint the whole piece of glass and not bother with what I did. But then you're going to restrict how much light gets through, and I didn't want to do that. So that's why I left the holes. Right, so once your paint's dry, you can just take off the stickers. These stickers are great because they're not too sticky and they just came off really easily. There will be a link for all the products used today in the description to this video. Now it's just a case of assembling it. So you want the painted side on the inside, and then glue the sides of the box in just like you did before. And for the back, I've cut out a hole for the battery pack for my lights, and it was quite easy. I just used a craft knife, and then what I've done is I've stuck the battery pack onto the square that I cut out with some E6000 glue. And then I threaded the lights through the hole before sticking the back onto the sides of the frame. And it's always a bit fiddly with these lights. And there wasn't much of a method in it. I just I shoved them in. You might do it with a little bit more finesse than me, but yeah, I just shoved them in and stuck back on. Now these lights that I've got, they're quite a new find for me. I've not used them before, but they're remote controlled lights and they were still quite cheap. just about the same price as the ones I normally get, but you get a remote control with them, so you don't have to go into it every time you want to turn them on and off. You just use your remote control, and it's got 8 different settings as well. I think it's 8. And so yeah, they're really good lights, and I will put a link to those in the description too. Right, so I'm using my hot melt glue gun again and just sticking the domes over the top. And once again, I'm covering the sides with tape, and it gives it a really nice finish because you don't want those white sides showing from the side. And then just fold it all over and it's done. If I did this project again, I think I would put more pigment powders into those domes. I made them quite pale intentionally because I thought if I make the colour too opaque, the light won't shine through. But in a way, I think they're a bit too pale and there's too much light coming through. But you learn as you do these things. But overall, I am pleased with the result, and it makes it quite nice in the display when they're all together. And you can have these pictures, I call them pictures, the framed storage. You can have them on your wall, or you could just have them on your desk because it has the flip kickstand thing on the back, so you can just have it stood up. So you have the option of having it on your wall or on your desk while you're using them, so it's really handy. And the great thing about these is not only are they going to look great on the wall of my new craft room when I finally get it, sorry about that, that's my diva cavapoo. Yeah, not only do they look great on the wall, but when it's an excellent reference when you're planning a project and you want a specific colour. You don't have to go looking through all your bottles and try to imagine how it will look. It's all there for you, and it really does help so much. I thought you might like to have a close-up at these colours if you were thinking about whether you'd like to buy this set or not, because, you really need to see them up close. They are so beautiful. And they're also great because it's such a big set and there's so many colours. It's great if you're just starting out with your resin work or, whatever you need your pigments for. Once you've bought this set, it's going to last you so long and you won't need to buy any other colours because it's all here for you. And if you use my promo code at checkout, you'll also get 10% off. So it's a win-win situation, and who wouldn't want these mica pigments? Now that this project's finished, I can't wait to get started on some artwork using these colours. I've got so many ideas. Can't wait to get started. So watch this space and make sure you click subscribe and ring the bell for notifications next time I upload a video. And there is another one on the way very soon. Well, I will leave all the links to the Arteza websites and everything else that you will need in the description to this video, and you can go and check them out and go and do your shopping. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.